Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So as much as it pains me to say this, the winter season is upon us.
It sure is.
The off season is coming. We're lucky right now, we've got some great temperatures. Never seen temperatures like this before in Toronto.
We're legitimately in like an unseasonable week of weather. Yeah, it's been great. Played golf this weekend in basically 70 Fahrenheit, which if you know Toronto, that does not happen in November.
That does not happen. No. Yeah, the legs are not normally out in
That's
November.
Right.
The legs, there were a lot of legs out.
There was a lot of legs, a lot of pasty legs, and a little sunburn for me on the weekend.
There was.
You look a little rosy yourself.
A little crispy. But we'll take it because we know that it's all going to change very, very soon.
It's basically over,
Yeah, pretty much. So, guys, what we want to chat today a little bit about is golf ball choice in the winter. Some conditions will change. We're probably going to get a lengthened off-season right now, or sort of end to the season before the off-season truly kicks off.
Yeah, we got a few weeks of weather that I think will be in the 50s Fahrenheit, which I think people will hear the term winter and think maybe this video doesn't apply to you, but it definitely does. Like California, Northern California on a misty morning can be in the 50s easily. And that's basically what we're going to test is that amount of temperature difference, which is the same as us saying winter season.
Definitely. So obviously, at this time of year, Matty, there's a few variables that are in play. You can lose the odd golf ball with going into an area where there's leaves or something like that. So, there's a lot of things to think about. There's the conditions. There's that. Do you really want to lose your Pro V1 or whatever? Yeah, $5 golf ball.
And you're just playing casual golf usually. This is winter golf. It's extra. It feels like mostly for fun.
Greens are normally punched.
Greens are not in their best shape. You're not shooting tournament rounds. So I think you brought it up earlier. I love the concept of, do you really want to be losing a $5, $6 ball when we might be able to find something for $3, $2 that performs in wintertime, important to say, close enough.
Definitely. So we've been kind of experimenting with golf ball temperature, changing the core temperatures and things like that, just to see what happens, and can we sort of almost offset the effect of the cold.
Yes.
So say you're, for example, play a TP5X, firm golf ball, you love the feel of that, love the way that performs. Can you take a tour response, or TP5, if budget doesn't matter to you, take a TP5 and elevate it to play like your TP5X.
Yes.
Or tour response to elevate it to play like your TP5 or TP5X. And save yourself some money, so it doesn't sting as much if you do lose one under the leaves. And obviously your buddies are going to give you the break, take a drop, it's the leave rule.
Still lost the ball though.
You still lost your golf ball.
Yeah.
Still tossed a few bucks down the drain. No one likes that. No. So we're going to get into a little bit of that.
Absolutely.
And see if this is a viable enough experiment.
For myself, I played TP5X all summer, and it was a hot summer, great weather this year. I loved the ball. When the temperatures started coming down a bit in the last couple months, I started to notice it felt very firm for my preference. And again, this is a preference thing in feel also, which people have to evaluate. And at that point, I started experimenting with a Pro V1 just to change the feel. And I really discovered that even on a warm day, like it was this weekend, that for me, a softer ball just suits me. And so I think there's going to be people that have a similar experience where the firmness, maybe you're underestimating how much that affects your feel and reaction. And if the firmness gets too firm in the winter, you're going to have a hard time playing your best golf, I think.
This video is going out with the full understanding that there are a lot of people who just go, it's winter golf, I don't care.
Yes.
But that's not everyone, right? So I understand that's the way a lot of people will be looking at, like, I just go in my bag and I grab whatever in the winter time, it's winter.
Absolutely. And even if you do reach in a bag of random balls that you found, at least watch the video and know which one to pick. We're not saying you have to buy any, maybe just pick one that you know is a bit softer and make a better choice.
Exactly. Okay. Let's get some initial numbers with the TP5X. We'll use that as a baseline. Then we're going to go to a cold. We've chilled a TP5X.
It's in the fridge for a bit.
Yeah, we're going to change the characteristics. So the fridge is at, what do we say?
It's 7 degrees Celsius. So I figure by the time we get out here, it'll be 8 or 9, which is in the low 50s. So I think we're spot on.
Not a bad day when it comes to the winter season. People
That's
are playing.
A nice fall. If it's sunny out, it's a decent fall day.
Okay.
I'd play.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, let's have a look at this. That's nice. Love that one.
That's really good.
That's a nice drive.
Yeah, I hear a louder sound off the face. It
Yeah.
feels firmer off the face. Cold ball, cold ball, cold ball.
Oh! Flagged it. Okay, Matty boy, in controversial fashion, we actually didn't see too much today from the TP5X when we chilled one and we had one that was at standard room temperature.
Yeah.
Launch conditions, but I don't think that's probably all that much to do with the golf ball. I'm looking for ball speed to be the bigger factor there.
Yeah, the cold ball felt firm off
Yep.
the face, but a TP5X is already firm, so feel was the difference.
Yeah.
The cold one's a little firmer, but that was it.
So numbers are super similar. I mean,
Yeah, they
club
were.
head speed, delivered loft, dynamic angle, everything's similar. Ball result is exactly
Exactly the same.
for the most part. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
7 iron.
Similar, maybe I still think 0.8 in ball speed, maybe a little strike quality or swing
Yeah.
speed or something, but they're slightly separated, but effectively carrying the same yardage.
And then the wedges, yeah, the cold ball spun 300 or so less, launched a fraction higher. If the cover isn't as soft, you would expect that
Yeah.
to happen. So
So
little subtle small things, but maybe a bit of a precursor with what we could see with some of these other golf balls, right? So let's now test the tour response.
good.
That's nice.
That's a goodie. It's good.
The cold tour response definitely spun a little less. There is less friction coming off that cover when it's cold.
Makes sense.
That seems to be common. Launch isn't that different, and speed is fractionally higher on the
Nice.
ball
So it
speed.
kind of pops up. So
Yeah.
the feel gets a little bit firmer with the tour response when it got colder.
Right.
I found it a little bit on the soft side to begin with, but the cold version has a little bit more firmness
Firmed
to it.
up.
Yeah.
Launches came out a little bit lower and less spin for about 400 this time.
So it's something that would fly. You get a few more yards out of it because it's cold,
Yeah.
and it would spin a bit less. The greens are really soft in the winter anyway, so this is actually quite a good iron performance then for the ball.
And then on the driver, yeah, tour response normal for you wasn't very quick at all. And we see that with you. You
Yeah.
over compress these like
No surprise there.
40 and 50 compression golf balls. In the kind of cold, it firms up a little bit, and you do get more energy transfer out of it. So yeah, you were struggling to get it over 165 with the standard, and you were kind of 167 to 169 with the
cold one.
The cold one. So there's a little bit in it, you know, and there definitely is, guys. There's something to be said here for sort of calling it downgrading from a price standpoint,
Yes.
but not sacrificing any of the performance characteristics.
I think you'd be very happy with that. If TP5X
Yeah.
was your summer ball, I think if you had a cold tour response based on the conditions, I think you'd be quite happy with it.
Yeah.
And if you lost one, you didn't lose quite as many dollars out of the bank.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I think this is good. I think it's interesting. I think it's another layer of thought that people can put into their game. And people talk about Bryson the scientist. This is the type of stuff he does.
Yeah.
He tests his golf balls at different times of the day. He knows how far he hits at 8 a.m., 12, midday, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. He knows how far those golf balls go. It's understanding, you know, the science behind if your golf ball is cold, if your golf ball is warm, what's it likely to do? Can be the difference between making a carry and not. Okay, Matty, so definitely a viable option. Definitely something that people could be mindful of out there. If you like a soft feeling golf ball and you don't really like the ball you play feeling too clicky, too firm, if the conditions feel like it does that for you, or as we said, if you want to save yourself a few bucks and kind of sort of semi-upgrade that tour response. And we chose that for a reason. That's a great golf ball, cast urethane cover, has all those premium materials that we talked about on our visit to TaylorMade almost this time last year. So that's why I think this is a great option to do this test with.
I think what the test has exposed for me is if someone's willing to just pay the normal, or not normal, if they're paying premium rates all year long, go down one compression in the premium ball, so TP5. If you want to save some money, I would say go with the Tour Response version that's available. I know Titleist has a couple balls that are similar. Tour Speed is probably the most similar. But the urethane cover, you're right. Like in that budget range, you still save 25 bucks. But you shouldn't go into the winter without a urethane cover, I don't think, unless you really are not concerned about wedge performance.
Okay, guys, something to think about. Maybe this is a new sort of way of thinking about it. Maybe you haven't thought about you know, a winter golf ball per se, quote unquote, a winter ball for you. But I think, you know, there's something in here just to show you that you can squeeze a little bit more performance, and who doesn't want that?
I agree.
Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.